Leela number 12. Sakaram Hari, alias Bapu Sahib Jog. Baba loved him so much that when he first visited Shirdi, Baba would not allow him to return home to get his belongings. Bapu Sahib was probably born in 1856. He worked as a supervisor for the government, and in 1909 he availed of retiring furlough and came to Shirdi with his wife. The couple had no children and they lived comfortably off their pension. One of Bapu Sahib's close relative was famous Satpurush Vishnu Bua. Before visiting Shirdi, he visited Kabad to pay homage to Sadhu Sakaram Maharaj. He spent some time there doing seva. Bapu Sahib Jog thought that he would stay in Shirdi for a few days, then return to Kabad and spend the rest of his life doing seva there. But Baba had other plans for him. At Shirdi, he stayed in Satewada. When the other devotees said something that he did not like, he threatened them that he would go to Kabad. Baba said, "Does the Wada belong to Sate's father? I'll tell Dada Kelkar not to trouble you. You just stay peacefully there." Baba spoke so sweetly that Bapu Sahib Jog stayed on. Bapu Sahib was very orthodox and strictly followed the Sawale. It was a ritual of purity. He was righteous, honest, straightforward in his dealings. His wife was of a similar temperament and they were made for each other. Her name was Tai and Baba called her Ai. Bapu Sahib was a Datt Upasak, a follower of the Datta ritual. He silently went about doing his sadhana. The shrine in his home had all the gods and he would offer a kafni along with Nevedya to Lord Datta on Datta Jayanti. One year while he was in Shirdi, he had an irresistible desire to offer a kafni to Baba on Datta Jayanti. So he got Bala Shimpi to stitch a kafni. On Datta Jayanti, he took the kafni and after doing puja to Baba, offered the kafni to him. Baba accepted it and in turn gave him one of his kafnis as prasad. Happily, he took the kafni and preserved it. In the evening, he would wear the kafni, tie a white cloth round his head, and go for Baba's darshan. He called it Darbari Poshak, or court dress, and at other times he wore ordinary clothes. Bapu Sahib was kind-hearted and a thorough gentleman, but because of his position of power and his dealings with the labor force, he appeared stern. But he did have a quick temper. Baba slowly and surely changed this. He lived frugally and had quite a bit of money. Baba knew that he was egoistic about his wealth. So he kept demanding dakshina again and again from him till he was depleted of all his savings. Bapu learnt a good lesson from this. His routine every month was to collect his pension from Kopargaon, pay his dues to the shopkeepers, and whatever remained, he would place that before Baba. Baba trusted him immensely and would often give him money for safekeeping. Bapu would keep the money safely and was constantly aware that it was Baba's money. When the need arose, Baba would ask him to buy this or that from it. Baba often would give him 100 rupees and a few days later jokingly say, "Bapu Sahib, I gave you 120 rupees a few days ago. Go fetch it." Bapu would tell Baba that he had given him only 100 rupees. This happened quite a few times and Bapu Sahib was quite indignant. "Baba, I don't want to be involved with your money and your money transactions. Keep your money with someone else." Baba would then pacify him, saying, "Babu, don't get angry. I made a mistake. It was only 100 rupees, okay?" Once a devotee gave Baba a guinea. Baba gave it to Bapu Sahib and said, "What is this?" He told Baba that it was a guinea or equivalent to 15 rupees. Baba said, "It is worth 30 rupees. You keep it and give me 30 rupees. Bapu Sahib looked after Baba's affairs after Megha's death on 19th January 1912. He was given the honor of performing Baba's Aarti till Baba's Niryan. All the seva that Megha used to perform fell on Bapu Sahib's shoulders, like Baba's Aarti in Dwarkamai, Evening Aarti in Satewada, Aarti in Dikshitwada, and Guru Padukastan. Bapu Sahib took his duties very seriously. Usually there were a substantial number of devotees present for the Aarti. However, if there were only a few or none at all, it did not bother Jog. He conducted the Aarti with devotion and zeal. Bapu Sahib and Tai led a life of austerity. They got up at the crack of dawn. After bathing in cold water, they performed puja to the household devotees, following the religious rituals and then reading the poti. Then they would go to the Dwarkamai for Baba's darshan. Bapu Sahib stayed at Baba's side doing all the chores required by Baba. I went home and prepared the prasad for Aarti and looked after the innumerable guests that Baba sent. Tai was the epitome of bhakti. She was intensely devoted to Baba, and her love for her guru was so passionate that after Baba's niryan, she lost self-control. She wandered the streets of Shirdi aimlessly, as if searching for her guru. She had a vacant look on her face, oblivious of her surroundings. So desolate was she that she died 2 months later. Bapu Sahib was very orthodox and strict in his ways. He observed Ekadashi and other fasts. On such days, he would not touch onions. Baba respected this and never forced him to eat with him. In fact, Baba made him go home for lunch, and often with some other devotees. Whenever the devotees offered sweets or fruits to Baba, he would hand the whole basket or box to him. Once Bapu Sahib asked Baba as to when he would give him sannyas. Baba replied, as soon as you are free from your worldly responsibilities. Thus Bapu Sahib was now free. He stayed on in Shirdi for a few years and looked after Baba's samadhi. After Kaka Sahib Dikshit's death, the other devotees left Shirdi. Being quite alone, Bapu Sahib decided to go to Sakori. There he wore a kafni and took sannyas. As he died a sannyasi, his samadhi lies in front of Upasani Ashram in Sakori. This Leela or story was taken from Sai Leela, Ank 13, Year 4, 1926.